the right time.
We're here at the Mountain Lake Hotel in Giles County, Virginia. It's a beautiful hotel. Right off the bat, it's like I said, it's just a beautiful place. Rock walls everywhere you go. We're not sure, we're going to be looking into this, but it appears that the walls have some kind of a vibe to them, energy, electrical type energy that we're picking up on. EMF's going crazy, so this could promise to be an interesting night. Also with us on the top of the side, we have Cy, the Next Generation, with us. This is their first official investigation, so we're glad to have her on board. We also have Amanda, which is a guest with us here tonight, so thank you, Amanda. And so we just hope we have a good investigation and look forward to further. One of the first things that we notice, we normally do a cold sweep at the very beginning of the investigation to kind of figure out where the EMF levels are in a place. And surprisingly enough, we found that the EMF levels in this room are just incredible. To be honest with you, we've never seen anything like this. Normally, the only time you see levels like this are around big appliances, or maybe a wall where there's an electrical, if I set it right next to the wall. So here I am sitting out in the middle of the room, and as you can see, my meter's going crazy.
What is going on? Okay, there we go. Now she's picking up again. So what Dan actually has is we now can monitor EMF through audio as well, so we can actually hear what the audio sounds like. Maybe I can plug in the audio into the camera so they can actually hear it.
But it's also important to note that when you go over into this section where the chimney is, it's completely dead. When you go into the dining room, it's hot. It's just quiet. I mean, it's just
absolutely quiet.
Nothing.
Did they drill through this rock?
She did find an article over there talking about the high quartz content.
Yeah, maybe there are wires in the walls.
Like, what do you call it, the conduit?
Mm-hmm.
So quartz is known to be a conductor.
Is this quartz?
They say there's a high quartz content in some of this stuff.
Oh, really? What are you reading, Dave?
I've actually got a little bit here. I was 0.3, 0.4 over there was completely dead.
Completely dead. So the fireplace itself is nothing.
Right here.
Which there wouldn't be any wiring in the fireplace, which they could. There's definitely wiring in that wall over there.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it is, that we're picking up the wiring in the wall itself, not the stones. All right, so some of the claims that we actually have on site, I don't want to have to go through all of those, and I'm sure you've heard them over the years, but we did have those documented. But however, what was interesting though is our personal experiences, and they matched up quite well with all of the claims. And I didn't have the full list of what those claims were until really after the fact.
Yeah.
So I thought that it was pretty impressive how well they matched up. But the first is that throughout the investigation, we did see some shadows throughout the building. At several places, people had seen them. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch those on camera. Another one is that pulling on the hair or touches, things like that. Just about everybody here was touched in some way. My wife, they kept poking her on the top of her head and tugging on her hair. I think Dan got touched in the back of his head. He actually had to tell it to quit. I got touched in the back of the leg. Dave got touched on the leg. Amy got shocked pretty good.
Yeah.
So lots of stuff like that. There was audible growls here in the library, so growling sounds. A general creepy feeling throughout the building, especially in the Moody room. Just about everybody that went in there said, wow, this is unusually strange feeling in here. I remember you were saying that you were kind of creeped out in the attic. Some of the people on our team were kind of creeped out there. Throughout the building, when there's nobody here, you'd hear doors opening and closing. I couldn't tell which one, but you could definitely hear that sound. And you'll actually hear a lot of that in here as well. Knocking on the walls and on the doors and responses to questions. We'd ask a question, you say, hey, can you tap? And you'd get a tap response. The other thing is that you guys had some claims about kids. People hearing children, that kind of stuff. And it seemed like a lot of the pranks that were being pulled seemed to be from children in some way. Now, in my case, I don't know if this was paranormal or anything like that, but I went to the bathroom and came out, and my cell phone was in the toilet. Okay, well, one, if it really had fallen into the toilet, I would have heard it. I didn't hear anything, let alone be in a position where my cell phone would have fallen in the toilet. So I found that really odd. All right, so first, we're going to now move into the debunking. So the very first thing, and luckily we're here in the library now. One of the claims is that as you're in this room, everywhere you go, Mrs. Moody will follow you. This is actually a very known phenomenon where if you have someone take a picture of somebody straight on like this, and then you blow that picture up, you can set it up, and then no matter where they are in the room, it looks like that they're following you. So unless you could actually prove that the eyes are actually moving, and they're not, it's not. It's just it's an illusion. So we wanted to show you that. So this is about the claims of the doors opening and closing on their own. Yeah, so when we were setting up, we put a full spectrum camera upstairs. We came down, so we closed this door, and we come back up, and it's sitting like this. Now, what we're noticing is that when the door is closed, there's gusts that come from the attic, which can pull or push this door open. So that could make somebody think there's a ghost. Yeah, the ghost in the library, this is one of my favorite ones because this whole place is built like this, and I'll explain in just a moment. Check this out. Yeah, and then when you move, so it looks like somebody's there. Wow. Did it say wow? You can go all the way out here, and you can still see it. Then depending, I want to say there's even the way the lighting is and stuff like that. So somebody could be sitting right over here, and they can look this way at night, somebody standing over there, they would be able to see it. Or somebody could be sitting in here drinking a cup of coffee, somebody move over here and not know it. They look over there and go, oh my gosh. And especially if you see that out of the corner of your eye. So when it comes to shadow play and all that kind of stuff, the way we have all these windows and everything as people are moving, that can really freak you out. All right, so that's just the debunks. You know, and we did lots of little things like that throughout the time that we were here, but those were a couple of them that we could just notably show you. All right, now here's the EVPs.
Basically, take a voice recorder and the theory, and it's held true. We will ask questions, and the voice will actually come across on the recording, but we won't actually hear it. And on occasion, we do hear it, but when we hear it, it's called a disembodied voice. So anything that you see here, I believe, are EVPs.
Yeah, all of those are EVPs.
So what happened there is we're asking questions, but we're not hearing the responses, but they're coming across on the device, and we get those active.
You're not answering any of my questions directly. There's. What kind of books do you like to read? Last one that we did was children in the bedroom, in your bedroom.
Gentlemen?
Break free.
So that was the EVPs. I know that was really fast, but you know, did you get any impressions off of that? I mean, they were pretty obvious.
I could hear that.
All right, so that was the EVPs. All right, from here we've got the ghost box sessions. We have these ghost box,
Right.
and they're running. And the way they'll work is they're seeking through radio stations really fast. We've got them locked in that position. We'll ask a question, and then a response can come back through the radio. We've cut all the static out. So there's normally what you hear is just a ton of static and all that kind of stuff. We cut that out and only show just the response itself.
One of the things I want to point out too, when we do a ghost radio session, we do what's called a double blind, where the individual who's actually wearing these, that's all they hear. They stick the earphones in, they can't actually hear the question being asked. And likewise, they also do not look at the person who's actually asking the question unless they could read a lip or trying to ascertain what they're asking. So in a double blind, what they do is they sit there and they listen. They're just literally listening for clear responses out of the ghost box. So when you're actually getting that response, it's easy to think, well, they just heard that and they're just pulling that out. But in a lot of cases, that's not what's happening. They're actually, they're responding even though they don't know what the question actually was.
Yeah. Most of the time when we take the headphones off, we go, so how was that? Everybody's just like...
Kim, Shelly, Malachi, and Brandon in the Moody room.
You gotta be real careful. Don't trip over anything. Where do you all want to put the ghost ball?
Right here.
Okay.
Just do the corner.
Either way, be fine. We could sit in here.
Can you play with the ghost ball? You have enough energy.
We have a ball right here if someone would like to... Wow, I saw an orb. It was between the ball and the little strobe light. Is there someone in here with us? We're interested in knowing more about the place. It's really beautiful. We've got a ball right here. Is there someone that would like to roll it for us? Let us know you're here. If you roll that ball, we can definitely tell you're with us. Otherwise, we have to wait till we go back and listen to our recorders. What's your name?
Here's Sean dances the Irish jig. Pretty funny.
Okay.
Check this one out.
She said we got some details on the what seemed to be a little Irish boy. Told him to go upstairs and mess with y'all. I don't know if I told him to go up there to just to test him. Say, hey, go up there, pull on a pants leg, tug on a shirt.
Why don't you go upstairs and poke Sean, yank on his pants leg, just do something. He's all about pranks. Go up there.
Let's get him really, really good.
Get him once good for me.
Let's get him one good time.
Was that you? Okay, that was a second bang. Whoa! Oh.
You alright?
Yeah. Something just hit my leg and like burnt me like a lighter. Like right on my right here. Okay, that'll work. Holy cow, that was crazy.
Is that you trying to communicate?
What you're doing is perfectly fine, okay? You just startled me, that's all. You're not offending me or anything like that. You're fine. You know, while we were in the attic, had something, felt like a cigarette lighter from a car, like came right up and tagged me right there on my leg. Went and checked to see if there was actually a physical mark or anything like that, and there wasn't any.
I told him to go up there just to test him. Say, hey, go up there, pull on a pants leg, tug on a shirt.
I literally had thought that I had somehow backed up against electrical, like an exposed electrical wire, because it was that shocking. Incidentally, that was right on cue. They're saying, hey, go up there and grab him on his pants, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So this is going to be the Irish lad itself. So this is their investigation downstairs, where they're getting the actual knocks and bangs.
We got some good repeat backs from the knocking, like once for yes or twice for no.
Where were you at?
We were down in the downstairs dining hall. I think what we got was a boy between like 10 and 15, and he answered yes to red hair. So we think he was a redhead, but we got a couple of answers.
So it was some intelligent replies downstairs in the dining room. Distinct ones. I mean, they weren't like, we eliminated the windows, so we aimed the knocking to different sides of the room, and the knock would go, hey, you know, so it's not the window, can you knock on a table over here? And sure enough, you get a knock on that side of the room.
Tell you what, is any of the Moody family around? If that was you, could you do that for me again? I just want to confirm. Awesome, awesome. Are you Mr. Moody, Mrs. Moody, one of the children? Is there any way, tell you what, if you're Mr. Moody, could you make a noise for me? What about Mrs. Moody? Is that you, darling? You have a beautiful place here. All right, so are you one of the children of Mr. and Mrs. Moody? If that's so, will you tap on something for me?
Start again.
Can you just do it one more time for me? I'm hard of hearing. You have to excuse me. I'm getting old and whatnot. Awesome. Greatly appreciate your hospitality, letting us come up here when it's, you know, off season and you don't normally have a lot of guests. And we really want to treat this place with a lot of respect. And, you know, I want to thank you, and Amy wants to thank you, and Amanda.
Really enjoy it.
It's
Love it.
really nice. All right, well, we appreciate your time. I think we're going to scoot on to a different room.
All right. So we hear there's a little boy in this room. He likes to play games. You know, a friend of mine, he was in here earlier, and he told you to run upstairs and grab my pants leg, and you did that. You did a good job. You scared me to death. We know that you like to play games. I got a light. You can chase this light if you want to. Like to play games? Can you tap on something? Can you tap on like a chair or a wall or something? How about this? If you make a sound, I'll shine the light on it. You ready? So I have to chase you now. Ready? Come on. Am I getting close? See how fast you can move around. See if you can move around really fast, like have me go over here and then over here. Whoop. Very good. There you go. Do it again. That's pretty fun, huh? All right, we'll try another one. I'm gonna shine a light into place, and you make a sound over there. Ah, that's gonna be a little harder, huh? Now you have to chase the light. Ready? Good. Behind you. Over here. Can you see the light? You do it right here. How about here? Ooh. Can you take it out of my hand? You can. It's a little harder, isn't it? It's okay. All right. Let me do another game. How loud can you make a knock? Like really loud. Make the loudest knock you can make.
That was pretty loud.
Something really, really killer. Like really, see how loud you can make it. That's a fun game. Make a really loud, just make the loudest sound you can. My goodness.
Hello?
That sounded like it was coming from upstairs.
No, it was from the door over there.
That was the door.
Is that the wind? Or...
Can you do that again? I don't think that was the wind.
All right. Here's another toy. That's called a walkie-talkie. And you can...
That was me.
Dork. I was like, dang, that was good. Yeah, you can do things like that. You can, if you click on the buttons, it'll make different sounds and beeps, and you can play with that, right? So I really thought that the thing had clicked that button. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. All right, so the stuttering ghost box. So while we're doing these, we've got the girls, Kim and Shelly, up in the attic.
Started in the attic, and we kept getting a repeat.
That would do the same thing over and over, which I thought was really strange because it's a ghost radio constantly scanning. Well, like it would say, wait, wait, in the exact same tone, or then it would do different. Hi, hi.
Came down to the library, and her and I were talking in the hallway. Could it have been somebody that stuttered in life, you know? And I asked the question in here, and she had gone to the other side of the room, so she didn't hear what I was asking. And I asked the question, you know, was that somebody that stuttered in life? And the next thing that she said was, oh yeah. So,
oh yeah, it's kind of like, oh yeah.
This, I mean, it is really big. Who stays up here? Can you tell us your name? Do you know why we're here? Do you know why you're still here? Are there any employees that still hang around? Do you like being here? Is there anything we can help you with? Just talk to us and let us know. I put my flashing light down there. You can come look at it. It won't hurt you. If you're a child, do you want to find your mom? Do you know where she is?
No. What was that?
There's something on the
Are they
walkie-talkie.
calling us?
I don't think so. They might have just hit the button. We want to help you find your mom. Do you have other family here?
It's doing something really odd. It's saying like two of the same words back to back, but I can't make them out.
Like
And
we,
it's happened more than one time. Like it'll say something and say the same thing right after it, but I can't make out.
are you trying
It's really
to
strange.
talk
I've
to
never heard
us?
that with Ghost radio before.
Are you trying to make us understand something? And you think we can't understand you?
This.
Just keep talking and our recorders will pick it up.
It did it again. But I
Wow.
couldn't tell what it was saying.
Okay. Sean, Dan, I guess just listen to that real close and see if you can make it out. Before we leave, we'll
Here's
say,
an example, like it would do, this isn't
Uh-huh.
exactly, but like if something said wait, and then it would do wait again right after it. I've never heard the ghost box do that.
huh.
Did it again. It's creeping me out. It said, hi. No, it's weird. Because I'm not getting the repeating sounds down here. The repeating words and stuff. Isn't that weird?
It is. I wonder if it's somebody upstairs.
It's a little staticky right now. Not a whole lot of talking.
Did somebody who's still here stutter?
Oh yeah.
Is that what it just said?
Okay, that was a whole lot to take in.
Yeah.
So most of your ghost boxes normally just, you have the one single response. Dan, go ahead and talk about the significance of what he just saw there.
Essentially, it's why I was talking about the double blind, because when you listen to it, obviously you hear sounds that could be construed as a word or two, especially single syllable words. Yes, no.
Like yes.
That's something that we're really careful about saying because it's so easy just to pull that out of thin air. But with the double blind, especially some of the ones that you'll actually hear a little later are even more incredible than what you're hearing here. But the repeating ghost box just doesn't happen. When those ghost boxes are flipping through these stations, it's not flipping through and then going back and flipping through the same station again. It just doesn't happen that way. So it's flipping through and repeat and have a repeating thing, back to back is just, it just doesn't happen. We've never seen it before.
Yeah, if you could tie names in
Mm-hmm.
to things, so what they said.
Right.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like Aunt Janelle, it would be nice to
Yeah.
find.
All right, so this last section is what we call the ministry. Now these are long clips, but they are significant. And when I mean significant, these things are revolutionary in this particular field. We've posted these online and got feedback from many people. They haven't seen anything like this in this field yet or online. And some of these videos, like the Ballroom, the one we'll end with, we have just under 20,000 hits on that. These are pretty significant. That's why they are ghost box sessions. However, the content of them is rich. So the first one is that the ghost box stops while it's locked. So the way these devices work is typically you will turn it on, make it scan, and then once they're rolling, you put them in the locked position and they constantly seek. Okay, and that way, if you accidentally bump it or hit a button by accident or roll anything, it's not going to stop. It'll keep on doing it. For some reason, it decided to stop. What's really odd about this, though, is that when it did stop, the specific messages that were heard while it stopped were interesting, okay? And we'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, let's take a look.
It would totally stop scanning. I would have to take it off lock, put it back on scan, and then lock it again.
Weird.
For it to start scanning again.
We're going to pray before we leave. And pray for you to go to heaven to find your mom.
We ask him to help.
Sharing the love of Jesus Christ with those in need.
It just stopped scanning all by itself. I didn't touch anything.
Wow. Right after I said that we were going to pray before we left.
And it's on lock.
Especially like this.
Okay. So either we have a malfunctioning ghost box, which could be, or it's something here with us. This is a big attic. I bet it would say. You would say, yeah. It's a big attic. Did you like to play in here? Because I would have loved to have played in here when I was little.
It's not scanning.
Again? Look, it's on. Okay, I want you to see. Let me get trying to show you guys if I can get it just right, and I ain't gonna be able to. Trying to show you that it is locked. There's no way for it to just stop scanning.
You see the lock on.
Okay, so to start it scanning again, I have to actually take it off of lock. So, take it off of lock, push it to scan, and now put it back on lock. Okay, so we are scanning, and it is on lock.
That was really odd. This was all happening, by the way, when ministry is occurring throughout the entire building. So Dan and I are down in the ballroom doing ministry, and then up here they're doing ministry, and they're seeing this. This is going to kind of blow your mind even more as you see the rest of these videos, because the whole context of all this was just strange. It could have stopped on anything. It could have stopped on a pizza commercial, right? But it just so happened to stop on these particular things. This is going to be a longer segment. It's going to this is going to be Dave's ghost box session down here in the library. It starts off slow. As he gets his groove, it gets more important and more important, and then by the end you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that just happened.
Is Miss Moody with us? It's a lovely little library you have here. See, I don't see what everyone's saying about her, because every time I look at her, her eyes aren't following me. It's like they're avoiding me. If it's not Miss Moody that's hanging out up here, could you give us a knock? Is the young gentleman we were speaking with downstairs, did he ever come up here? Did he come to this room, or did he go straight to the attic to mess with Sean? Maybe since you're in a pranking mood, slip behind Amy right there and give a tug on her hair real quick. Doesn't have to be a bad one, just a little tug. I'd laugh if it's worth anything.
I know you would. Little tap.
Tap on the shoulder, flick my hat off. What this is, this little box here is going to create a bunch of static, and it should be able to give you a little something to feed off of, or you know, kind of give you a little something to communicate on. Gives you a little background noise to pull from. So when I start this up, you can go ahead and try to communicate. They'll ask you questions, and I'll try to answer them for you to them.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Stay. Is there anybody in here who'd like to speak with us? Miss Moody, are you here with us? Is the little red-headed boy here in the same room with us? There's a little Irish boy here.
Closer.
Any word coming through at all?
I'm hearing some voices. I haven't kind of gotten into the groove yet. There's a really deep man's voice.
Okay.
Like, I mean a really deep, like, deep. Like, that's all I can describe it like. I'm talking like Bubba Smith, Police Academy.
Yeah.
Deep. So, alright.
Go back in jail. If you're the gentleman that Dave is talking about hearing with your voice, can you give us a name?
Several.
You have several names?
That was a female, by the way.
You're like close enough with that.
Asshole.
Are you
Dude, there is some seriously verbal stuff going on right now.
cussing?
Huh?
Cussing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. Alrighty then. Okay. Well now. Well, since we don't want to repeat that, can you say something again that's not so, vulgar? Exactly.
Are you...
Who's the guy who is saying all these vulgar language? Can you tell me your name?
terrible... Alright, y'all are going to have to speak one at a time. You're over-talking each other too much.
Who are you talking to? What's your name?
Man, they're killing me. Like, they all talk at once, and got this one guy that, careful, got shot.
Yeah. That hurt.
Mark RDO 2.
If that was somebody who just shocked me, can you give me a name? Who's
William.
William. What's your last name, William?
Last name?
Yes. What's your last name? William what?
Radio. Sounds like someone's fighting right now. Like, you can hear, like... Alright, once more, like I say, I need to ask you all to come through one at a time. I can't hear you when you're over talking to each other. That just sound like someone got the... Sound like someone yelped.
Like a dog.
Like
Somebody get hurt.
someone hit something, like... Yeah, they got hurt.
Like when I got shot.
Yeah.
You know, a friend of mine, he was in here earlier, and he told you to run upstairs and grab my pants leg, and you did that. Can you return the favor? Can you go run up to him and grab his pants leg and do the same thing that you did to me?
Sean,
What about Sean?
I will move him. I felt my pants leg move.
Oh, we heard a growl. We just heard a growl. We heard a growl. We just heard a growl. We just heard a growl over by you.
Okay. Wake up.
I'm awake. Is there anything we can do?
Break free. That was loud and clear. Thank you.
You know we're here to help you.
A marvel.
We're here to help you cross over if you want to go into heaven.
He wants a higher up. Where's the preacher?
Down the hall.
That's a couple of really clear voices. I just didn't make out what they said. It's correct.
Well, can you say it again so they can hear you?
Get him. Being truthful.
John, are you here? John, are you with us?
The others. The group.
John's with the other group.
Break free was on earlier.
Yep.
Break free. That was loud and clear.
The EVP and break free at the same time.
Probably, yeah.
But you know, you're right. Yeah, because the recorder picked up
Break
break free
yeah.
after he said it.
Was it after he said it?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember? Because on the recorder, it
Oh,
says
that's right, it repeated it.
he goes break free, it repeats it after, and this, he's repeating what he just heard.
Right.
Yeah, break free.
So that means he heard break free, he says break free, and then we get an EVP saying break free.
Yeah,
Awesome catch,
that was
Dan.
on my- that
Holy
was-
moly.
That was on my recorder, right?
Is there anything we can do? Can you tell us what
Break
you-
free. That was loud and clear. Thank you.
John's with the other group.
All right. So now it's time to talk about John a little bit. John is
I don't know what.
yeah, I know. We call him an angel, somebody that we actually met over at
Yeah.
Ramsey. And he basically said that, hey, you guys minister to spirits. Do what you're doing, and I'm going to do what I'm doing, and together we'll help them cross over and find Jesus and go home. And he's helped us on many cases since, and he was actually here too. So you heard earlier, actually, John was speaking up here. He was the one who said, hey, he was sent me to help you.
He's one of the only voices that doesn't change the ghost reading.
No.
Exactly.
It always
Remember we were
says-
talking about that? Well, John seems to always come in as a very relaxed, calming voice, and he usually breaks all the rules. I mean, he'll say full sentences. Okay, the ballroom. So this is the big one, and this is the last of them. And this is probably one of the most significant sessions I think we've ever had in the history of this team.
Are you trapped here? How many people are here like you? How many people like you are here?
Help.
That's what we're here to do. Do you need help?
Whoa. About 3 or 4 of them said, I need help, help. Something along those lines. Dan?
Yeah. Call on the name of Jesus. You can do it.
You found them? They're all grounded.
Why?
Exactly. Get off of him.
John, are you here? What's your name?
And 10.
We're trying to do our best.
Some of them need help.
What do the others need? Those who want to leave,
No mistake.
all it takes is calling on the name of Jesus. Get out of here.
Spirit.
And?
Jesus help. Hello.
He's the only one who can.
Here.
How many of you want to leave? How many of you are there?
Help.
How many?
Christ help.
How many?
Spirit. It sounds like there's a lot of different people, man.
Yeah.
It's like they're all having their own little conversations. It's weird.
John, are you helping here?
Do you see a gate or a door?
Of course. God
Run through it.
God what?
won't listen.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, God help.
Call out to him. He'll help you.
What is happening? Tell us.
People can leave.
Then take me there.
I can't, but Jesus can.
How?
Call on his name. Just call on his name. It's that simple.
Whoa! It says nothing's... It says something really awesome there too. It says like, nothing is... And then it goes, what happened? Priest?
Everybody knows that you're a priest, huh?
Oh,
What?
wow.
What?
What's happening?
Are you free?
Are people leaving?
Someone's crying.
Who's crying?
You must believe it. I think that might be John talking to them.
All you have to do is call on the name of Jesus and believe. That's it.
A man just came in. He goes like, hey, I need help. Beautiful people just left. I need help. I need help. Everybody's like, hey.
The gate is always open. All you need to do is believe in your Savior.
You found us. I need help. Listen.
I'm listening.
What happened to them?
They left.
Really? They're like, what? Really? This is stupid.
No, it's not stupid. You saw
No, it's
them.
not. No, it isn't. Woo! Whoa, 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 whoa. There's a guy who definitely doesn't believe, and I can clearly tell him. He's got the same voice every time, and he's like, he doesn't believe it. Speaker, I'm done. That was John. He's closing. Wow, I just heard a door go. He's an a-hole. Knocking on the door. He was there.
Right, he's gone.
What happened?
Hey guys, where are y'all at?
We're in the ballroom.
Alright, cool, because I was hearing doors shut up here and I didn't know if anyone was moving around from room to room.
Really?
They're literally kind of talking to each other. Like the one guy who was not believing or something and kind of laughing about everything is trying to talk to this woman who was kind of like on the fence about it. John just left. Or like literally closed the door and just like said, sorry. I can't understand it.
Trying to make you
Priest, help.
a better place.
We've already told you what you have to do, and you're not believing. You're rejecting it. Do you not understand that?
Rejected.
You're rejecting. You could have left. You still could if you believe. You just saw it. Why you don't believe?
He's left.
We know. Do you have a hard time believing?
Left. Hear me, priest. Lost in here. They're kind of spinning their wheels, man.
Dude.
How was that?
Off the chain.
Okay.
It was.
He's thinking that he got rejected. He's rejecting himself.
It's some kind of mindset. He's stuck in some kind of mindset.
There's the one guy that I could clearly tell he was off in left field somewhere. There was these other people that seemed like they were kind of on the fence. They got into an argument once John left. I could clearly hear John basically saying, "Hey, I've said what I've had to say. I've taken some people with me who believed." And it was weird because you could hear the transition where they became light, and the others saw it and were like, "Whoa!" And then they left. And then John had a long dissertation with them, and they didn't get it, and he was just like, "Okay, I'm out." And so you hear a door literally, and then they're coming up to the door knocking on it.
Now here's the interesting thing that you didn't know. I got a call on the walkie right after you talked about the door. David asked if we were upstairs, and I said, "No, we're in the ballroom." He said, "Well, that's weird because I'm hearing doors close."
With me, the timing of events is just amazing. So, it's interesting because these individuals, they would say priest help. They would even say God help. When they said Jesus help, instantaneously everything changed. And
Let me ask you something. Saying 50, why are they here?
it's hard to say. I mean, we can ask them, why are you here?
Yeah.
Well, think about, this is probably, if not one of the highest places in all of this entire area.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what better place to be than right here? It's probably a giant beacon for anything. Now that's completely circumstantial. We don't know. But it's interesting how you can go to one location and maybe have one or two spirits there, but then you come to this place and there's just, you ask the question, is the place haunted? And usually the response will be, yeah, you have one or two ghosts here. Okay, this place has many. They're all over the place.
And it doesn't.
We heard many different names, different responses, different personalities, different eras in time. So you have Civil War people here, and you've got Indians here. So it's just a lot.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be the building. It can be the land and all that's around as well.
So I always think about ghosts and so forth have a reason, to be somewhere. Like if she was here,
right?
Because she always came here every summer, something like that. But
there's a lot of theories about hotels. A lot of hotels claim to be haunted. A lot of places have been investigated. A predominant theory there is a lot of people say ghosts like to go where they're happy, or where they're comfortable, where they're safe. And and a lot of people, vacations. We all have fond memory of a vacation that we were on or somewhere we were on. Is that what's happening? I have no idea. But it's just as good a theory.
So what do you think?
things different.
Yeah.
I would say so.
lifetime coming.